Hello all visionary students again, Will Northlick with you here. And I wanted now to go over a kind of scale which I believe is very helpful for students in understanding the basic nuances of rock and pop and a lot of blues music in terms of riffs, number one. And also it's a great introductory schematic and method of patterning across the guitar neck from one end to the other and as well all the way up and down the neck in learning how to solo. This is a great starting point for anybody who wonders how to create a guitar solo, where do I start, what kinds of things do I put in a solo, and so forth. And what we're going to be talking about now is the pentatonic scale. Well, first of all, what is a pentatonic scale? And by the way, I'm also going to be going over the 5 different positions of the pentatonic scale from one end of the guitar to the other. What is a pentatonic scale? Well, first of all, let's examine and let's review a major and a minor scale. I'm going to be playing a major and a minor scale in the key of A. I'm going to be starting on our 5th fret, 6th string. Here's an A major scale. Here is an A minor scale. Okay. And now what we have here is an opportunity to remove some notes from those scales in order to create a 5-note scale, i.e. the pentatonic scale. In the case of major, what we're going to be doing is removing the scale degrees 4 and 7. So let's examine our scale degrees in the A major scale. We have A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. So in this case, we're going to be taking out the D and taking out the G sharp. And when we remove those notes, the 1-octave A major pentatonic scale sounds like this. And we can play it all the way across the guitar like this. And I'll get to what those frets actually are in just a second. The A minor scale works a little bit different. We have A, B, C, not C sharp, but C, D, E, F, not F sharp, but F, G, and not G sharp, but G, and then A. The E minor scale is a little bit different. We're going to be removing the scale degrees 2 and 6. So there's not going to be any B, and there will not be any A, B, C, D, E, F, F. So there won't be any B or F. And the 1-octave A minor pentatonic scale now sounds like this. And all the way across the guitar from one end to the other, it sounds like this. Now, I'm going to play through all 5 positions of both the A minor and the A major pentatonic scale. Going to be back to back. And then I will go over fret by fret how to play each one of these scales in the key of A. And again, can't stress enough, down-up picking for all scale practice. Here are all 5 positions of the A minor pentatonic scale. Pentatonic scales. Position 2. Position 3. Position 4. Position 5. And now for the A major pentatonic series. Here's position 1, starting on fret number 5, string 6. Position 2. Position 3. Position 4. And position 5. If I play that wrong, we'll play it one more time. And now I'm going to go over each one of the frets that we use for all of these positions. I'm going to name them all the way across. I have some also very extensive handouts on these scales. These are available in my music library on teacherzone.com. And you can also email me directly, or you can request for me to email these to you. I'd be happy to do it. And unfortunately, I can't post them on the screen right now. Maybe I'll learn how to do that someday. But they are in my own personal library on teacherzone.com, and they're labeled Pentatonic Scales Major and Pentatonic Scales Minor. Both of them are PDF downloads, and they give all of the information that I just played, not only in guitar tab, but in the actual notes, and as well scale patterns, which you can follow all the way from one end of the guitar to the other. So let's start with the major, as we just did. I'm going to name the frets, and I'm going to say and play the frets all the way across, starting on A. On string 6, 5, 7, 4, 7, next string 4, 7, next string 4, 6, next string 5, 7, next string 5, 7. And then we move to the second position. Starting on fret 7, we have 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 9. Then we have 6, 9. Then we have 7, 10. And then we have 7, 9. By the way, the fingers that I'm using for 1 fret separations, as you can see, I would recommend fingers 1 and 3. And for any 2 fret separations, fingers 1 and 4. Okay, so getting used to, this kind of goes all the way back to Will's warm-up in being able to synchronize our fingers correctly to 1 finger per fret, or regardless of the string that we're on. So there's position 2. Here's position 3. We have 9, 12, 9, 12, 9, 11, 9, 11, 10, 12, 9, 12. Moving on, here's position 4. We have 12, and I'm going to start with my second finger here. 12, 14, 12, 14, 11, 14, 11, 14, 12, 14, 12, 14. And the great thing about that one is that each string ends on the same fret. And then finally, we start on fret number 14. Here's the 5th and final position in major. We have 14, 17, 14, 16, 14, 16, 14, 16, 14, 17, 14, 17. And there are all 5 positions, major pentatonic positions, in the key of A, going from position 1 all the way to position 5. And here are the minor positions, starting on A again, string 6, fret 5. Getting all these numbers in my head confusing. And here come the frets. 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8. Moving on, position 2 begins on fret number 8. So we have 8, 10, 7, 10, 7, 10, 7, 9, 8, 10, 8, 10. Moving on, our next position starts on fret number 10, string 6. So we have 10, 12, 10, 12, 10, 12, 9, 12, 10, 13, 10, 12. Next position begins on fret number 12 on string 6, and it begins like this: 12, 15, 12, 15, 12, 14, 12, 14, 13, 15, and 12, 15. And I think I may have done that wrong. 12, 15, 12, 15, 12, 14, 12, 14, 13, 15, 12, 15. Just in case I may have done that wrong. And then the final and 5th and final position in minor begins on fret number 15. We have 15, 17, 15, 17, 14, 17, 14, 17, 15, 17, and 15, 17. Now, as you probably have been able to deduce, all of these scales connect with each other. For example, where one scale stops, or leaves off, the other one picks up. So this can usually be better demonstrated and seen on the 6th string. So if I have, let's stay with minor. If I have position 1, and our first finger begins on 5 and then goes up to 8, the next scale begins where that scale leaves off. So the next scale begins on fret 8. 8 goes to 8 to 10. The next scale begins on 10. Next scale begins on 12. Next scale begins on 15. So all of these scales connect in a really awesome way, which leads you to be able to do soloing passages like this. Now I added some notes in there that weren't in the scale, but that is one of the coolest things about the pentatonic scale, and it's literally where tons of the rock riffs that you hear and the popularized rock riffs of the day, not only now but in the past, come from. They come from people using the pentatonic scale as a basis, a fundamental point of departure, if you like, and then adding in notes which don't belong there. For example, Enter Sandman. Now that riff adds in the notes of B flat or A sharp if you like, and then the low E string. The rest of the notes are all right there in the A pentatonic minor scale. Oh, whoops. Okay, there are 3 notes. So we have maybe the A minor pentatonic scale as a basis for that song or for that riff. And this can be seen in all different kinds of riffs. Here's a riff by Kansas, Carry On My Wayward Son. Maybe 2 pentatonic scales there. So here we have the bottom half of the A minor pentatonic scale 1, which also combines with the 5th, because all these scales, don't forget, they continue cycling all the way throughout the guitar body. We also have another pentatonic scale happening here. Okay? So the scale gets used and twisted with notes that sometimes don't belong there in very interesting ways, which adds a special level of spice not only to the scale itself, but to the song that people eventually try to create with using these scales, as I said, as a fundamental basis for writing their song. It also gives you a great intro in how to create solos and how to do really interesting and creative things just through improvisation. Once you know these scales, really it's really exciting. It really liberates your playing, allows you to know the guitar as completely as possible, knowing the one end of the neck to the next. I would encourage you to move these scales around in all 12 chromatic keys. And of course, I'll leave that up to you to figure out. It can be really exciting once you figure all of those out, and then you will absolutely know the guitar as a complete instrument. So there we have it. The pentatonic scales, major and minor, 5 positions. Good luck.